Okay, y'all have taken this too far. Y'all need to go on home now, okay?
We've got to cut through the noise.
Oh, excuse me. Don't click away yet. That was supposed to be a joke. Now I really got a cough. Let me mute the mic here. All right. Don't worry, there's nobody there. Why are you worried anyway? I thought we didn't have to worry about coronavirus anymore. What happened? What happened this week? This was such a strange week. It was the weirdest week of 2020, and that is saying something. That's saying something. Now, it's been a tragic week, but it's also just been a freaking weird week. Just 1 week ago today, everybody was staying home, wearing masks in your car. Everybody was sharing videos on Twitter of people in New York or New Jersey, I don't know where it was. Somebody who didn't wear a mask in the in the grocery store, and everybody's like, "Get out of here! What do you think you're doing?" And everybody's freaking out about coronavirus. 1 week ago, what happened? I don't think the Wu flu has just disappeared. Has it just disappeared? Did I miss that? Did I miss that press conference? The virus is completely gone. What happened? Now we got people running all over our cities. Oh, it's a peaceful protest. I thought we were supposed to be social distancing still. What happened? All right. If you live under a rock and you're not sure what I'm talking about, first of all, make sure you're subscribed. Subscribe to my channel. Hit all notifications. Once you're subscribed, hit my channel, hit the little picture, and go back to my other videos. Talking about protests and everybody's demanding justice for George Floyd. If you don't know who George Floyd is, I cannot help you. My wife knows who George Floyd is, and she doesn't know any politics at all. Okay? So do yourself a favor. Go to my other videos. Get caught up. All right? Protests are still going on. Like violent riots are going on right now in the United States of America. And honestly, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. Because as far as I'm concerned, a week ago, everybody was worried about breathing on each other. Now we've gone from breathing on each other, or not breathing on each other, to kicking over cars. Kicking cars over, lighting cars on fire. Breaking into the CVS. Bro, what's the CVS got that you need so badly right now? What are you doing? Lighting the Arby's on fire. Bro, what did Arby's ever do to you? I live in Europe. Do you know how bad? Do you know what I would do for an Arby's roast beef sandwich right now? I would go pretty far for a piece of that roast beef. The disgrace. Disgrace. What happened? Now, I hear both sides of the story, but I gotta tell you, man, these riots have gone too far. These protests, they gone too far. They got far enough. You made your point. The person mainly responsible for George Floyd's death has been arrested. He's been arrested. Subscribe again, because I hit the button again and I don't know what I'm doing. So I might as well say it again, because it's going to be on there. He's been, the murderer of George Floyd has been arrested. The 3 other officers who were standing there watching George Floyd die have not been arrested yet to my knowledge, but I assure you that they soon will. Mark my words, I bet they will be. And I've seen people on Twitter talking about, well, he's just arrested. Doesn't mean anything. Cops arrest people all the time. I don't think you realize in an investigation for murder, police don't just go out arresting anybody. There's actually a lot that happens before that. Before they can get to the point of charging somebody with murder, there's a lot that has to happen. So yes, I am sure they have a solid case against the police officer that killed George Floyd. He is in he's in jail right now. He's been arrested. You're going to get your justice. So I don't know what people are still doing out there. Lighting things on fire close to the White House. What did you think is going to happen? That's the part I don't get. You're claiming police brutality. And what? What, are they just supposed to sit by and watch you light cars on fire within miles of the White House? What did you think was going to happen? Are the police just supposed to stand by? Now, like I said, there's 2 sides to this argument, right? I've seen several examples of peaceful protests. Don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of peaceful protests. People who are protesting the wrongful murder of George Floyd. I support that. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever seen a case like this where everybody I've seen is like, yeah, that was wrong. That was absolutely wrong. Whoever's responsible for that should be held responsible. Can you remember a case in history where every single person, and if there's somebody who is not against justice for George Floyd, please put me towards them. Comment down below if you found somebody who doesn't think that cops should be arrested. Comment down below. I have not seen one person. But what I have seen is 2 sides to the story of whether the protests, I'm going to call some of them riots because they are peaceful or not. And if you take to Twitter, you can see pretty clearly a lot of them are not. Let me turn the sound off. We don't need that. We got fires going on everywhere. See, we got a police officers here. It sounds like they're joking with people. I should have checked these for language before I started. I mean, come on. What does the city sports outlet have that you need so badly right now? Like maybe they needed something and they're out there, protesting for George Floyd, but maybe they realized that they needed, like, I don't know, some protest shoes, some sports shoes. Maybe they're doing a lot of running, a lot of walking. They gotta go out and get some gear. I don't know, man. Don't look peaceful to me. I've seen some that are peaceful. But yeah, that don't look peaceful to me. Are you kidding me? The caption says, "Imagine 4 white men did this to an old black lady." Imagine the outcry. I think it was Matt Walsh, actually, who just shared video of a man who was killed in a very similar way to George Floyd, but But of course, we didn't hear about it. We didn't hear about it. I don't even remember his name. Tony Timpa was suffocated by police during an arrest. He screamed, "You're going to kill me," and they did. As he lay dead, they cracked jokes. There were no riots, little coverage. You've never heard his name because he was white. I mean, tell me how that's not true. Tell me how that's not true, because I never heard of Tony Timpa. I just saw this a while ago. I was like, are you, what? And everybody's out here protesting justice for George Floyd. And yes, there should be justice for George Floyd. I can't talk. But what about Tony Timpa? What about Tony? Does his life matter? Like I've said, there's been plenty of video that show many peaceful protests that apparently got sour. Apparently, these protests were peaceful until some members of a now terrorist labeled organization showed up and started instigating, started causing little fights and riots. I've seen video of a guy paying somebody and instructing several people to go and cause more violence. But what I'm wondering is, if you're out there in a protest and it starts to get bad, right? It starts to look like this. My question is, what are you still doing there? Like, you're out there protesting peacefully, which is your constitutional right, and then people start kicking cars over and lighting things on fire. What are you still doing there? Why are you still present? You should leave. As soon as the violence starts, get out. It's not that hard. It's not a hard concept to follow, especially if you have your children with you. I saw a video on Twitter of a little girl getting pepper sprayed because the police were pepper spraying the crowd that was getting rowdy, and somebody had brought their little girl, and she ended up getting pepper sprayed in the face. Why are you still there with your little girl? Why did you bring your little girl to a riot? Oh, they were trying to go to the protest, but it got cut off. You're telling me there was no way out? You're telling me they were barricaded into a corner like a bunch of cattle and the police were just pepper spraying everybody? I don't believe it. I don't think so. Now, I might be wrong. There might be policemen out there that have always dreamed of pepper spraying little girls, but I have not seen it. What are you still doing there? What are you still doing there when the violence breaks out? When the police start spraying rubber bullets everywhere? Why are you still present? You need to leave. That's what I don't understand. Oh, this protest was so good until they got here. Then leave. Don't you understand, if you all left, all the people that were at the protest to begin with, if you left when the violence started, the police would have a better chance to control the situation? I don't understand. As far as I'm concerned, justice for Floyd is being served right now in the court of law, not on the streets. We've seen this happen several times in the United States before. It doesn't end well, never ends well. All you're doing is destroying your own communities, lighting your own restaurants on fire, trying to break into your own Apple store. Do you think the Apple store is going to want to be there anymore after they see that video? No. Y'all, help me understand. Is there something I am missing here? I think y'all just want an excuse to go breaking everything. That's what I think. Honestly, that's my opinion. Let me know down below. Hey, congratulations on finishing the video. Yes, I know you're wondering. I did get a haircut. Don't worry, self-administered. Self-admin. I know you're worried about social distancing. We follow it to the maximum. Maximum here. Self-administered haircuts. Yeah, unlike the protesters at all these riots, I know that the coronavirus hasn't actually disintegrated into nothingness yet. You can click on one of these anytime. You don't have to hear me talk anymore unless you want to. Oh, you don't want to? Oh, okay. Yeah.